Hey there, seekers of spiritual, tangible results.
Welcome to the no-nonsense zone, where common sense meets the spiritual. I'm Jason Parks.
I'm Emma Romano, your unapologetically real spiritual guides.
We don't sugarcoat, we don't dance around the woo-woo, we just deliver the raw, kick-ass truth.
Join us each episode as we dive deep into the mystical, cut through the bullshit, and show you how to manifest the tangible results you've been craving for.
No fluff, no filters, just two mentors on a mission to elevate your mind, body and soul.
Get ready to transform your life like never before. This is Soul Aligned Results, where spirituality meets the real world.
Welcome to Soul Aligned Results. I'm Jason Parks, energetic therapy specialist and mentor in applied spirituality. And with me, as always, is internationally renowned trauma and relationship expert, the amazing
Emma Romano. I was going to interrupt you there and go, Emma Romano, and then I didn't realize you were talking. Hi, everybody. Guys, today's going to be a big podcast. We got a request from a beautiful lady wanting us to talk about kids being bullied.
Yeah.
It's a big topic. And Jason just said he also wants to talk about the effects of being bullied. I'm going to tell you straight out, I was severely bullied as a child. I'm a redhead. So if you're a ginger born in the 70s, you were bullied.
Yeah. We should let people know before we get in that it's technically, this is a trigger warning, because sooner or later we're going to hit on something pretty awful, because it's the nature of the subject.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know what I've got to say about it's going to trigger the shit out of a lot of people, but it's also going to give you a lot of power to help yourselves and help any kid that is being bullied or somebody in the workforce as well. So I'm going to tell you the craziest story that I've got. This is the one that really sticks in my head about me being bullied. I was in grade 1 and I was tiny. I'm still little. I'm 5'2". So I'm still waiting for my growth spurt. I was tiny. So in grade 1, I was 6? I looked like a 4-year-old. And someone was throwing rocks at my head and my head was hurting and bleeding and I'm crying. And they were saying mean things about my red hair and freckles. And you're not going to believe this, but it was a grade 6er who was a redhead with freckles that was throwing rocks at me, teasing me.
Yeah.
That sticks with me. So I was badly bullied. I was also bullied in early high school as well for being polite.
Yeah.
I was always very polite to adults and I was teased for that relentlessly from my classmates for being polite to teachers.
Yeah.
Jason, I know you were bullied.
Yeah. Lots and lots. From early childhood right through. And I even went through workplace bullying. It was an extraordinary experience. I suppose what happens is with it, I mean, I don't want to dwell too much on that sort of stuff, but it's fascinating because I suppose the big thing about it, people always say stuff like, all bullies are cowards. And it's like, well, yeah, but it's not helpful because, nothing more dangerous than a cornered coward. So this is part of the problem. Is that what we really should look at is go, bullies can't process their shame. So that's their problem. And because is it unsurprising that a redheaded guy was bullying you for being a redhead? I said, well, no, because he can't process his shame. So of course he has to take it out on somebody else as a proxy. He said he has to work through it.
Yeah. Also, my son, Ben, was so badly bullied in primary school that we had to change schools for him. We couldn't get him at school, Ben, for the last 6 weeks of grade 4. He would vomit, wet himself walking into, we just couldn't physically get him in there. And we didn't force him. And we ended up changing schools and it was fine.
I want to say something. Oh, sorry.
All right. I also want to say something about the kids. I want to give some power and I want to give some processes to the kids who are being bullied.
Yeah.
And why those kids are being bullied. Why is it them? Like, why was it me in a class of 30 kids and I'm the one who cops it?
Yeah. Go for it.
This is the part no one's really going to like, right? So if we look at universal laws and the law of correspondence,
yep,
Everything is corresponding back to me of how I feel about myself.
Yeah.
Now, I can sit there and say about me, and the nearest and dearest to me are me, right? My own experiences and the experience of my son. And plus, I work with a lot of kids and families who have been bullied. Now, my clients, my one-to-one clients, right? There is one thing that I ask every kid that's being bullied. I go, where are you doing this to you? And they first go, I don't. I go, just get curious about it. Where are you doing this to you? Where are you calling yourself out wrong? Where are you picking on you? And they'll go, it could be in math. It could be in, I think I'm really dumb at this. I'm like, okay, is that what this bully is saying to you? Yeah. Do they say and act the same way that you do towards yourself when you're being a bully to yourself? They go, yes. So then we've got work to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, you don't get to be an asshole to yourself anymore, because then the universe doesn't have to show you where you're being a dick to yourself.
Yeah.
And I talked to Ben. So my son, Ben, who's now 22, he did a flip. He was badly bullied and then he became the bully.
Well, that's often the thing, is that even if you don't become technically a bully, you really become an asshole.
Yes, I would say he became more of an asshole.
Yeah.
Because what he did, I love that he's got this languaging now that he can express it. He said he felt like such a victim that he went too much the other way and just became a pure asshole. So he could never have the space to be the victim.
Yeah, that's right.
Which means he didn't heal the internal program of, I can't regulate myself. He didn't heal that internal program of shitty self-talk. First off, he was shitting on himself, then he just became overly entitled. He said, but there was still a massive wound there.
Mm.
Now that he's healed the wounding, he doesn't speak to himself like that anymore. So he's not a magnet for a mirror image to come up and show him where his pain is.
That's such a powerful point, because that's that frequency. I suppose all manifestation is healing. We look at manifestation as like, I could go, all this law of attraction crap that people go on with, I want a car, I want a boat, I want whatever. It's like, yeah, none of that's real. That even if you get it, it's not real. So what you want is healing for the soul. And whatever when frequency we're holding, that's what we can heal. And that's what we're manifesting. So yeah, all manifestation is healing. So it's fascinating that when we're in those situations, like what they're showing us this is where we need to heal. So
no, the greatest, and this is where I think I'm going to trigger the shit out of people again. SARS, not SARS. I'm about to empower you though, right? This is where the norm, like, teachers and parents and counselors and psychologists can actually not help the child. They make the child the victim.
I love it.
And I did with Ben. I took him to a child psychologist. I took him to kinesiology. I took him everywhere, but I certainly didn't empower Ben. I didn't know back then. I didn't know what I know now. And I'm not shaming myself about it. It was all a beautiful lesson, which makes me more helpful to people now. I victimized Ben about it. I became a victim as well. It's like, I'm doing so much for Ben and these people just aren't helping him. I wasn't empowering Ben. I was just making him a victim. He was like a magnet for bullies. So was I.
Yeah.
But I also got something out of it.
Mm.
I got significance out of it with Ben as being a bully as well.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Because I would go into the primary school halfway during the day and have to pick up my boy up and look like the fucking hero of here's the savior of the day. Mummy's got you, darling. So it gave me massive significance. So looking back, I can really see the characters that Ben and I were playing together. I was his savior and it made me feel good. He had to be a victim for Mummy to be the rescuer. So then we needed a perpetrator.
Yeah.
And the perpetrator was just some poor kid called Andy, who was the same age as Ben. So we were living this drama triangle together.
Yeah.
You know, I got to play the rescuer, which made me feel good for the day, and in front of people. You know, I would have to go into the primary school and say, oh, I've got to pick Ben up at 2 o'clock for his psychology appointment. Oh, you're so good. You're doing everything you possibly can for that boy. Yeah, thank you. I was doing everything possibly I could to keep Ben as a victim.
Yeah. And we don't realize it.
No, we don't realize it. We absolutely don't realize it. But when we can sit there and work with the universal laws, which can't be changed, by the way, they're just universal laws. This is where everyone, I just love it, right? I'm not kidding. I had a session this morning at 6:30 a.m. with a couple, and I said, right, write down everything that he triggers you and everything that she triggers you. And they go, how's this going to help? I said, because it's the same way you talk to yourself.
Yeah.
And they go, what? I go, well, where do you do that to yourself? And they go, oh my God, here, here, here. I said, you stop doing that yourself and he won't have to mirror it back to you.
Yeah.
They go, it can't be that easy. I went, it's not easy, but it is that simple.
Simple. Isn't that
Simple, but
words
it's
to
not
live by?
easy.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times a week I have to say that same thing to people, that it's simple. It's not easy.
Right.
They're two different things.
Not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's really not. Because we create these characters, especially kids will create a character to fit in.
Yeah.
If they're getting their basic needs met of connection and love and support, and they're feeling special, and if it being bullied or being a victim to being a bully supplies that, they'll keep being a victim, being a bully. So that's where the parents and the culture around them has to go, you know, you can meet these in different ways. And this is where the parents need to go, well, what is the kid doing that's positive for themselves that I can encourage? And it doesn't mean winning something. It means having a go at something.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, oh, you passed this. This is great. It can be, I see that, you know, you got 50%, but I see how you regulated your nervous system through it, mate. I see how you did that. I see how you studied really well. Like, well done. You passed it, or you may not have passed it, but I can see how you're handling this now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's only a matter of time.
Exactly. How does a kid handle shitty situations? You know, and one of the greatest things we can do to a kid is sit there and go, I understand it's really hard for you to be picked on and really hard. That's horrible for you.
Mm.
How do you want to handle it? Where are you doing this to yourself? In those quiet moments, are you saying these things to yourself? Because if you are, you need to stop bullying yourself first.
Yeah.
You know, and
Brilliant
then
advice. Brilliant advice.
that's it. It comes back to us. The minute we take responsibility, and also here's the clincher. Here's the thing that no one's allowed to do. And I know there's going to be parents listen to this and people listen to this. You don't get to shame yourself in this moment. You don't get to feel guilty and go into a pity party about, oh no, I fucked it all up. No, you don't get to do that. Because now you're just playing the victim card yourself. You get to go, I'm really glad I found this out today.
Yeah.
I'm really glad. This hurts like buggery, but I'm really glad I get to do it because it doesn't feel comfortable.
No, it's awful.
No, it's horrible. When we think we've been doing the right thing, I thought I was doing the right thing by Ben for years until I found out different. I went, oh, oh. And I tell you, it was actually Ben who pulled me up on it.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, right. So it was Ben must have been 13. Ben was badly bullied when he was about from prep, but he was 13 when I figured all this stuff out, right? And instead of going, oh, I'm really glad I feel empowered now, I went into shame and guilt. And I was in this pity party for about 3 weeks. And I would go, I'm so sorry, darling. I wish I'd have known better. Ben just got sick of me one day, right? He comes out, and I remember where we were. We were in the house. We're like just in front of the kitchen, like this island benchy bit. He grabs my shoulders and he squares me up to him and he goes, Mummy. And I went, yes. Now, Ben, if anybody, I want to explain
That's right.
to everyone, right?
Yeah.
Ben's the love bug. He's the gentle one, right? Jack, who's he's only 1 year and 3 weeks older than Ben. Jack's the one who does all the work with me, and we
Yeah.
we travel the world. We always laugh and go, "Oh, Jack's the arsehole one," right? And it doesn't mean Jack's an arsehole. Jack is just a straight shooter.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
He's great. Ben's not the Ben's like, but if Ben needs to have a little chat, a serious chat, Ben's like, "Mummy, let's sit down. Let me make you a cup of tea. There's just some things I'd like to discuss." And I'm like, "Okay." Jack's like this. So you really pissed me off the other day, right? So that's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when Ben, at the age of 13, grabs you in mid-sentence of a pity party, grabs your shoulder, squares you up, looks you squarely in the eyes, you know shit's gonna get real.
Yes, that's right.
I think I was holding something and I just put it down. I'm like, "Oh, okay, here we go." What's happening? And he looked at me and he goes, "Do you not love me?" I went, "Oh my God, of course I like you. Do you want me to be different?" I went, "No." He goes, "Do you not love the person I am and I not enough for you? What is it?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, I am. Oh, I get emotional when I talk about this. Hang on. "I am who I am because of you. Now, if you go into guilt and shame around the last 13 years of how you parented me, you are actually telling me that I am wrong." And I went,
Blam.
"Oh." I just got out of my pity party
Yeah.
and I went, "Thank you, darling." I never went into my guilty mum shame pity party ever again. I just flicked away. What can I learn from this?
Yeah.
And that's exactly the language we use to today. And they're now 22 and 23. Learn something today.
Yeah.
It's like if I piss the kids off, even now they go, "Are you learning something today?" I go, "Clean your room."
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
So it's just changing the languaging. We don't get to guilt and shame ourselves because there's no learning in shame.
No, that's the thing. It's a loop of a story that's not real.
That's it. You're just playing the same game in a different font.
Yeah.
You
That's right.
just literally, you just written the same story in a different font. Get out of your shame story because shame is what creates bullies and creates victims of bullies. Shame,
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
font.
Yeah.
If I'm bullying Jason, Jason is italics and I'm in Arial font, but we're playing the same, it's the same story.
Yeah. Exactly the same. Yeah.
We're both in shame.
Yeah.
One's just loud about it and one's just quiet about it, but it's shame.
Yeah.
And
It's
this is the power of it when you sit there and go, "Well, how am I doing this to myself? Where in my life am I bullying myself? Or where am I playing the victim to my own bullshit?"
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's
interesting.
it's powerful. It's powerful stuff. It's interesting. I wanted to drop a couple of points
Yeah.
because I'm just aware of time. There's a couple of things moving beyond because in the moment, that's powerful in the moment. If you can do that in the moment, you can nail it. And sometimes there is there's cause and there's effect. So there is a certain thing that manifests. And, but one of the key things is that we can do with it is that first of all, we need to understand what is bullying and what is people being assholes.
Yes.
So
Yes,
if
it's so different.
they're very different. And the problem is most people you talk to and most experts that you talk to use the words interchangeably and it's not.
Yes. A lot of
Yeah.
people saying, "Oh, I'm being bullied." Are you being bullied or are you being picked on?
Yeah. If you're being picked on and it's somebody just playing out their shame, that's not bullying. Bullying is systematic.
Yes.
Bullying is
Very
where
different.
it's an ongoing process
Yeah.
that people are investing in order to create this outcome of crushing you. So that's bullying. If people are just being an asshole to you, they're just being an asshole. So, and we need to take it even from that point of view, even if there is a systemic process going on, we need to get away from the idea of being bullied because that gives you that label, that gives you the significance and you'll carry it the rest of your life. And there's so many interesting points about it. And one of the things, like I went through workplace bullying And that was extraordinary experience. But the thing that was so interesting about it was, so I ended up just walking out.
Yeah.
I just quit. I quit. And I've never done that my entire life, but I got up and I quit that job.
Yeah.
And the repercussions for the people involved apparently rolled on, and everyone was upset. And everybody was upset I quit. And I just basically went, well, it's actually not my problem.
Yep.
Said, you guys have got a disaster and you've dropped me in the middle of a disaster. And you think I'm the one that's going to take the blame for it. So it's like, no, where you go.
Well, they were looking for a scapegoat.
Yeah, the scapegoating is very easy to do
And
in
they
that place.
want to come in.
Yeah.
Pick a scapegoat.
Yeah. And I've never been in a place like that. I've worked in horrendous jobs,
Yeah.
and that was supposedly a good job in public service. I never seen anything like it my entire life. It was disgraceful. And it would have been sacked in any private, like if it wasn't public service, people would have just been sacked on the spot for their behaviors. But because it's public service, people like to move things sideways. And that's the only reason why those people are still employed. I mean, honestly, horrendous. But I think to get back on this important point, so the thing that's very important to understand about cruelty is that, because underneath it is cruelty, and cruelty is a natural response. So we don't really understand this, and we don't culturally understand this, that to survive as a genetic imperative, you look for things like you.
Yes.
And by doing that, you look for things not like you. And that's the basis of a group dynamic. You cannot have an us if you do not have a them.
Yeah.
And in doing that, we go back into a genetic imperative. You know, I need to know what is different from me, and I need to actually be repelled by what is different from me because it strengthens my connection to what is like me. And this is going back caveman shit, really.
Yeah.
So it's a survival mechanism. But in order to be kind, you have to overcome your DNA, and that takes effort. You have to actually stop, and it requires a lot of intelligence. You have to be able to stop and observe and feel those feelings of I like, I don't like, and all that, and be able to put that down and be able to see what is there. And if you want to take it to the next level, what you have to do is not only see what is there, but see what I'm able to appreciate in what is there. And that takes intelligence. And one of the things that you see in a lot of the behavior, the shitty behavior with people, is that they don't use their brains.
Yeah.
And it's part of the reason why we have so much bullying in our culture, because people don't think anymore. They just react. They just react. So as part of that, like understanding that being able to use, to create kindness, you have to have care and you have to have intellect, because separation is really the fundamental. If you want to create hate in something, I mean, how do they train military in order to kill other people? Well, easy. You just keep pointing out where they're different to you.
Yes. Yeah.
That as soon as you have that separation, you do whatever you want to them. So you can live with it. It's the fundamental of hatred. And in order to reconnect into our forgiveness, so forgiveness is important moving forward, because forgiveness isn't really necessarily about them. It's all about us and the dynamic.
100%.
Yeah.
This is about us.
Yeah. People look at it and go, I can't forgive the way people treated me. Well, you don't have to.
No.
But you can forgive yourself for being in that dynamic, and therefore you can put it down right now. If you don't, you're just going to sit in your resentment, and you're just going to go round and round in that recording of powerlessness. It's really important.
I think one of the biggest things we all need to forgive ourselves is so say something happened to me 20 years ago and I can't forgive that person. I need to forgive myself for holding that for 20 years and acting like it's still happening. It's not happening.
Everything you're upset about in your life is not because of what happened in the past. It's because you're still doing it now.
Yes.
That's why it's upsetting you.
And do you know what I found out? This is so crazy. When we talk about something from our past, we're not remembering it from the day it happened. We're actually remembering it from the last time we spoke about it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Isn't that fascinating? So if I keep talking about this story that happened when I was 5, I'm 54. I'm not remembering it back from when I'm 5. I'm remembering it from last month when I told you about it.
Yeah, fascinating.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, constantly changing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
And
It's a
I'm also not, sorry to interrupt for a second, just
yeah,
what
yeah,
was
go.
in my head is stats. Also, something from our childhood, below the age of, I think, 15 or 16, relating it back as an adult, 73% of it is made up.
Yeah,
We add to it. And I tell you why, because our emotions are so big that the event may not add up to that emotion.
yeah,
Like if somebody's late and I go into a massive abandonment wound and I go, oh my God, they're late, they're late. If I just said to you, oh, my friend was late and I had this massive reaction, you'd be like, well, get over it. So then I had to go, oh, Bob was so late. He's done it 15 times now. And then it'll be the next time I talk about, he didn't even turn up.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, Bob's an asshole. Yeah. See, you get it now. Now I have validation for my shitty feeling.
yeah,
So then the next time I talk about Bob, I'm remembering it from the last lie that I told you,
yeah,
not from the actual event. Fascinating. Aren't we fascinating
yeah.
creatures?
Incredible. So that rewriting your backstory
Yeah.
is one of the most powerful things that you can do, because it's the reality of it is none of it's real. This is important for two reasons. The first is exactly what you just said, is that none of it's real. You said it's a perception of a perception coming from framework, from a paradigm, from whatever. It's like, yeah, even when you were there, you weren't really experiencing it.
Wow.
Sometimes in deep meditation, you can go back and see it again. And it's like, oh, I can actually see it accurately. And in that, you realize it's like what you've been carrying around for decades. It's not right. But the most important thing is, energetically, we time travel. When we remember something, we sit in the frequency of where we were at when we experienced it. So if we were in a powerless, shameful, degrading experience and we keep sitting in it, then we are manifesting our current reality at the frequency of that. So it's really important that we control that. And the easiest way to control it is to rewrite it. You rewrite it in your head. It's not to say it didn't happen, it's to change its significance. I remember, well, I'll tell you sort of a funny story. I remember one time one of the people who'd been living in the facility there, who'd been in a home for like 6, 7 years. And they're going off about homelessness and they're saying about, you don't understand what's to be homeless. And I said, well, neither do you.
What are you?
And they said, what do you mean? And I said, you're not homeless. And they were like, what? And I said, you're not homeless. I said, you got a house and
Yes.
you've been there for years. And they're like, oh,
I had
yeah,
a friend who was doing this last year. She was thrown
yeah,
out of a rental in Perth and went and lived with her parents on 5 acres.
yeah,
Because I'm homeless. I went, you're living on 5 acres in a house. What do you mean? She goes, oh yeah.
yeah. People buy into those pictures. But if you can look at it, you can say, all right, say you were in homeless. There's two ways to look at that picture. It's either this is an aberration. This is something that's not normal. It's just something that's happened. It's circumstances and I'll survive this. Or this is my identity now. This is who I am. I'm homeless. I'm this and everything that goes with it. I've watched that play out so many thousands of times. And it's incredible. People who keep in the mindset of like, this is not normal. So it's amazing how fast they're out of it, how they don't develop addiction problems, how they don't develop mental health problems. They don't develop everything that we think is homelessness because they've got no agreement to being homeless.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's the same as being a victim. If you are in agreement with being a victim in your story, you will continue to play out and manifest victimhood.
Yep.
We have to look at that. If somebody's awful to us, then that is not normal for us. So that's an aberration. That kindness, ease, and grace is normal. Anything other than that is not normal.
Yeah.
And we need to be out of agreement with it. We need to be going, no, that doesn't belong to me. If somebody's saying things about me, I mean, it's not the same as being like entitled and narcissistic, where it's like, it couldn't possibly be me. It's like, yes, I need to look at my behavior of what I'm doing, because maybe I am being an asshole to people. But I need to look at and go, even that is not me. It's not normal. That's just the behavior playing out. And I can change those behaviors. I can change my responses. What I can't change is who I am. And if I decide that that's who I am, I have no power there. I'm being bullied by my own self-image.
There you go. And then you'll attract
there you go.
bullies.
That's it. All righty. Emma?
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Also, I want to touch on that whole forgiveness thing. This is what Jason and I do in our retreats. We run really deep healing retreats. We run 2 a year. We suggest you go get onto our website and have a look. And you can book in a time to have a chat and see if it's the right fit for you. But these retreats usually fill out pretty quickly. I think our next one is, this one's filled out. I think our next one is February. I don't know. Can't remember. But it'll be on our website. You want to be held in your forgiveness program, your process of forgiveness. You want to definitely be held in that. It's important. We want to say thank you so much for listening, tuning in. Go and see us on solidlineresults.com. We're on Facebook. We're everywhere. Private message me. I'm Emma Romano. You'll see me. Don't private message Jason because he doesn't read them. That's me yelling at Jason publicly.
That's me ignoring you. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, I wonder what part of me is ignoring me. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.